Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome to a walkthrough of Tom Clancy's The Division 2. This is a walkthrough of a little bit of a farming route that I've put together that's going to net you about 15 faction keys and somewhere between 40 and 50 gear and weapon items, more than half of which should be high-end, and between, I'd say, 40 and 80 titanium electronics, other crafting materials as well. This is my alt character. So what I've done here is crafted as much as I could because I always have max crafting materials. So as you can see here, I only have 43 carbon fiber, 35 poly, 189 ceramics, 12 electronics, and 105 titanium. As far as keys go, I only have 10 hyena keys, 6 outcast keys, 8 black tusk keys, and 8 true sun keys. Now I've been running this on my main character for about a week now, and I haven't really perfected it per se, but it's pretty efficient. You should be able to run this in about, I would say, 25 minutes if you're gathering most of the stuff on the way. There's some parts and items that you can skip, if you don't need that many crafting materials and components and stuff like that. We're going to really just focus on keys and crates, but the crafting materials kind of come along with it. If you want a good source for crafting materials, I can recommend a specific place, which would be the solar farm. But I only like really hitting that at night if I already have the control point. But if you want to take some control points first and get the perk to be able to see things, because a lot of this is going to be in the underground, I would probably recommend doing that the first few times. But if you follow this guide, I'm going to make it real simple. And we're mainly going to be fast traveling to a few different areas, 2 safe houses and a dark zone entrance. And I'm going to take you through not just the underground, but a couple of underground areas, and some areas in between, just when you're running from like a safe house to an underground entrance where you can grab some items as well. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and get to it. I'm not going to edit this out. This is going to be, this is a live commentary I'm doing. And it might take a little longer for me to get through because I'm going to explain everything. I also recommend using the booster hive just to move around faster, but sometimes I forget to put it down. But we're starting out here at the White House. It's just a point of reference. And the first area on my trip, I usually head to the archive. It's in Constitution Hall. It's a safe house. There is a tunnel here called the Ivy Tunnel Control Point. If you want, or you already have that control point taken, you can fast travel right to the control point and go in backwards. But a lot of times that's taken over, and you don't want to spend the time doing control points and getting sidetracked and doing this and doing that. So I always just go to the safe house, and where we're going to travel specifically is this area right here, just southwest of the archive. And as you can see here on the map, there's a couple of, these are actually underground entrances to a parking garage that connect to tunnels that lead all the way up here to the Ivy Tunnel. So without further ado, we're going to fast travel to the archive. And when we get to the archive, we're going to go out the west entrance. All right. So I haven't, fully perfected this, I would say, but I feel like it's to a point where I can run it in under 30 minutes most of the time. And I've been showing some clan members as well. So when you come out the entrance here, usually you can pop your booster hive. But we're going to go pretty much straight west here. And I try to avoid public executions and other events because the whole point of this is to get loot as fast as possible.
Hostile control point detected.
So I also recommend, this is probably something I would want to do as soon as I hit World Tier 1, or, or as soon as I, hit World Tier 5, I'll probably be doing this. And I actually come to this basketball court first just because there's a gear crate right here. And so we got one high end there. And then you can jump over this ledge, come down in here to the parking garage. Now there's a whole bunch of like components and some crafting materials down in here. And again, you can skip some of that stuff if you want. If you need it to fill up a control point, you'll be maxed out along this route with water and food and all that. But there's some electronics, some steel. There's the components over here if you need them. I don't always grab this stuff because it cuts into my time. But it's all, there's a whole bunch of it down here. So I'm going to skip, some of that stuff just because I don't need it. But, we got some carbon fiber there. And There's some more. Usually a titanium and electronics are in those little cases. Those cases are like the same ones you saw in the Division 1. Some more electronics. Now the first faction key is going to be right around this corner here. We got one outcast key. Got some steel. Some poly. It's a little electronics or titanium most likely here. Now when we come into this tunnel, we're going to go to the left and down the stairs. There's some like special ammo right there. But down around here to the corner is a loot box with a key. Another outcast key, which is good. I come out this door, I go to the right, and there's a weapon crate right here. And I mean, if you want to, you can just run back upstairs. I think there's some like crafting materials right up here where we came from. Some steel. And then there's a room right here with a lock. This room is interesting because it actually has an an outcast box, but here's a gear crate. There was a Shade Tech container down here, so this area might look familiar to you, but we've got a couple of outcast keys, so that's nice. We got a mod and a high-end item. I come out this door to go to the left, and then I'll make another left. Go down here, and there should be a gear crate as well. I go back where I came from, and up here is a faction key. I'll usually hop down here and grab a crate that's right here. There's really not much in this main big room area. There's a couple of crafting materials, but nothing probably even worth your time. I can always climb back up here. And through here there should be another, I think a weapon crate. And in this next room to the left, there will be another faction key. And even behind this generator is like a matchbook hiding, right? Alright, so then I'll come down this tunnel. I usually might even just recommend like fast traveling out as soon as you grab this key after we grab whatever's down here. There's actually a room with a lock here. Another gear crate. More crafting materials, more components, more titanium or steel or electronics. There's a faction key here. Now this tunnel leads all the way down to the Ivy tunnel. I can take you down here and just show you. There's really nothing worth pursuing past that. There's just a couple of things you can grab like this. But I mean, if you are really hard up for like crafting materials, titanium and stuff, then, you know, be my guest. It's all up to you. You can take it as far as you want. You can add to it. You can find different routes that work for you. But this takes us to the Ivy Tunnel control point. And I usually stop here and fast travel. If you want to take the control point really quick, you can. And get the loot that's in there. It's just, I don't know. That one's kind of a pain in the ass. It just takes, you know, 3 to 5 minutes to kind of wrestle up all the enemies and stuff. So here you can see we started down here. And we ended up over here. So my next stop on the list here is the shop down here in West Potomac Park. There's a safe house here. Now there's obviously a lot of stuff in all of these underground areas, but I'm going to show you why I hit this specific underground entrance. It connects to these two, and there's a few items you can kind of grab above ground as well when you're running from this safe house to this underground entrance. So this is the reason I've chosen this one for now. So I'll fast travel to the shop safe house. And again, we're going to make our way west. And you might encounter a few guys in combat up here. If you want to avoid it, you can avoid it. Be my guest. And also, if you're doing this and you're trying to get your gear score up, let's say from 450 to 500, make sure you equip every single item that you acquire. So west exit. That way, as your gear score goes up, you'll keep getting more loot. And I've tested that out. There's a few things, you know, some crafting materials on the way here. And as you can tell, I've already forgotten to use like my booster. So we're going to head west. And there's almost always enemies up here in some kind of combat. I try to avoid as many as I can. The problem is if you're equipping gear because you need it to raise your gear score, you're going to be in combat, so you're not going to be able to. But there's a weapon crate right here. And this is on the way to the entrance. There's a weapon crate, and then there's going to be... There's some other stuff around here, some crafting materials and components and stuff. But so make sure you hit that camp, and then there's a second camp here with a gear crate. And if you just pass, this is the entrance we're going to go in, but if you come over here, there's actually another crate as well. And it's always hiding from me. Where is it? There's some water over here as well. Water is probably like the least things I find on this route. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Weapon crate. Or gear crate. Okay, so now we can go back down the tunnel. Might as well grab this. Now remember, you can only do this like once every 24 hours. And so when you get down here, we got some more ceramics this time. And there's a locked door here. I'll grab this key. Black tusk. Lots of components. And a weapon. We'll grab this really quick. Carbon fiber. There's another gear crate. I'll go through this door and I'll turn left. Shoot, you know what? I may have missed a key right here. Okay, sorry. I'll come out this door and I'll go left. There's going to be a loot crate right down here. I hear NPCs. There's a key on the wall over here as well.
Civilians in distress.
And some more crafting materials. Another key. Now I'll come back down the stairs and kind of clean up this area. I think there's another crate back here, or some water and some crafting materials. I think there's 3 crafting materials back here. There's a gear crate back here. So weapon crate and some crafting materials in here.
Agent requesting.
I'll actually come over here next.
Civilians in danger.
And here's like some of these are just like really easy to miss, but right here, man, 2 gear crates side by side. Beautiful thing. Getting a lot of high ends. Usually when I did our test run, I got, I don't know, like 24 high ends and maybe like 18 purples. I don't think there's anything else up here. Maybe this. No, all right, we're good. So we'll go back here. Another key. All right, now you can go right or you can go left. We're going to go right first. Right is a shorter area. Just grab a couple of things here on the way. You could skip this, I guess, if you wanted to, because we're not going to come out the tunnel, but there is a key over here, so I think it's always worth grabbing a key if it's only going to take like 30 seconds. And then this is the exit we're not going to go out of. You can pop your head out some of those exits and you'll find like a crate kind of nearby and stuff if you want. I do usually pop out of 1 or 2 of them. So we're going back the same way we came, and I always leave my marker on what I marked, you know, the first several times I ran this through, so I know which direction I came from. And I'm sure if I missed something, someone will point it out in the comments. I think there's a collectible right here, like an Abe Lincoln picture or something. I always use that as a point of reference because that inlet right there, and I'll run by here. If you turn around, there's a key on the wall, and it's easy to miss. But if you remember that that collectible was there and that that inlet is there, you'll always remember to turn around and grab that key. All right, we'll go back out to the left. You know, I like I said, that one is the only one that I remember turning around that you could potentially miss. But there could be others that I just haven't caught. Because I haven't really been using the perk down here. So, like I said, there may be times where I miss a few things. Alright, and now here's the exit. I'll just show you, like, where we are. I don't know if that... I don't think that looted. So we're out here. Oh, man. There's a hostage thing going on. Try to avoid that and come over here by this boat. I used to not come over here, but then I found out, I mean, it takes about, what, 90 seconds, and we're going to be able to grab 3 more crates. There's one. And on this boat, there's actually like a phone recording, a weapon crate, gear crate, and some crafting materials and some water. But you've probably been over here if you've gotten that phone recording, obviously. But there's almost always combat going on around here, like over here in this area. I try to avoid it, like I said, because next thing you know, it'll be 2 hours later, right? And you haven't gotten anything. There's another gear crate over here. I'm not going to grab it. We're going to fast travel now. You can see where we are. So we started at the safe house. We came all the way through here and out through here. We're going to fast travel to this dark zone entrance. We're in combat. Yeah, this spot I usually almost always end up in combat, unfortunately. That's why sometimes you might want to skip this. But since we're already over here, we'll grab this crate. You never know when that could be the god roll item you're looking for. And then we're going to fast travel to the DZ South main entrance, as you can see right here. Okay, so I'll mark the next point of interest. It's going to be this tunnel entrance right here. There's stuff all around all of these underground areas. Don't get me wrong. You can, if you want to spend an hour, half hour farming those and you've come up with a good route, be my guest. I'm just showing you what I've found works for me in the shortest amount of time. For example, like, you know, not just in the underground, there's other stuff around in these areas. So we're going to shoot this lock off really quick. This sometimes will alert enemies. Yeah. There's just some crafting materials in here. But on the roof there's a crate. And some, I think, electronics or something up here too. Titanium. Alright, so we're going to hop over this ledge. You can jump in this building through the window. But even if it's closed. They'll usually follow you in. They'll even follow you underground. But you should have that door open if you shut the lock off. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, if you shoot this lock off, it'll be off. It'll be off permanently. I prefer to just use the window so they don't have to follow me in all the time. Alright, this is one of the more lucrative areas that I've found just in the game. Alright, so we got one weapon crate there. There was Shade Tech right here, by the way, so you've probably been down here as well. Just in general, the underground's like the best place to farm. Least amount of combat to worry about, and the most keys, obviously, which is the key, right? You're getting a combination of a little bit of everything in this farm. Unfortunately, you can only do it once a day, but you can do it on your alts and stuff as well, and then you can take all the materials and sell them. That's what I do. I have about 400,000 credits now. There's a True Sons key. Let's see, 2 crates as well. We are getting a pretty good, I feel like we're getting like 70% high end. So here's an alligator too that you can stop by and see every day. All right, so turn right through this door. We got some more resources and a weapon crate. Come back out to the right. You can see we're getting a decent amount of electronics and titanium, so I feel like it's worth it, like just daily, just for even that, you know. You're getting about like between 60 and 100 maybe. Assuming you kind of like pick up everything. So yeah, post in the comments, you know, what you found that works better. We're going to go out to the, I call this the red room. We're going to go out to the left here real quick. We hopefully won't get into too much combat, but there's just really quick, there's a crate right here, I believe. Yeah, right over here. We'll get in combat though, probably. There's a weapon crate here, so I usually pop out and grab it. Like I said, you know, that could be the P416 you're looking for, or who knows, right? And then we'll go back to what I call, I always get stuck on those stairs. We'll go back to what I call the red room. Alright, so this one is probably my weakest of knowledge base of the full area. I do know that there's like a crate in here, or a key right here. There's a pretty decent concentration of stuff in this little teeny tiny area, but there's not a whole lot down here. So this is something you could skip and replace with another underground area that you find more lucrative for you. But there is, I mean, there was the gear crate, the weapon crate, and then I think there's 2 more gear crates or another gear crate in here, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to just cut this off and do the 15 minutes that we already did before we got here, that's cool too. Here's another key. Because they're not going to find like 4 or 5 keys down here that I know of. That door doesn't open. There's nothing really down here. I don't think there's really anything else really good in this area compared to like the other bigger rooms. So I usually will just come over here. And I may be missing something. I may have missed like a key and 1 piece of gear or something, but I do know there's a gear crate here. Now, this I kind of just stumbled across with some friends when I was showing them around here. When you come out of this exit here, there's a lot of special ammo down here too. When you come out of this exit right here, if you want to add this little part, well, sometimes there'll be like a public execution or something up here. So if there's that's going on, then I wouldn't recommend doing it if you're trying to avoid combat, but I'll show you. There is a couple of things up here at this theater, but yeah, there's almost always like about a whole group of enemies that spawn right here. Oh yeah, see, it's a hostage rescue, which, you know, I normally try to avoid doing public events because they're going to start spawning here. And but I just do want to show you this area. If you climb up here, there's like an imaginary climbing spot right here. Whoops, it's kind of hard to grab. There's a few of these in the game. Right here. And there is a gear crate up here. And another, like a gear or weapon crate over here as well. But again, this is completely like optional. But I will show you why I do usually try to hit this now. There could be some other stuff around here. But if you come over here to the if you come over here to these tents over here, There is another crate and some more titanium and electronics, or titanium and electronic type crates, like right around the corner here. Yeah, these two. So I mean, there's 5 electronics and 5 ceramics. You know, whether or not it's worth it is up to you. But yeah, I usually will. You know, like I said, I just started adding that to my list because you can see that we're right by the Washington Monument control point. So then if you want to take that control point, you can. Then if you want to go to, like, for example, maybe like the solar farm, you can go to the solar farm. You have a lot of different like options, and there's other underground entrance areas and entrances. You know, this one's just close to this safe house up here. This one's close to this safe house. And this one's close to the DZ checkpoint. So they're easy, quick, fast travels. That's why I like them. You know, and like right now, I have the solar farm taken, and if you go there, there's like 3 to 5 weapon crates and a ton of crafting materials. But I recommend doing it at night because it's hard to see all that stuff during the day. So we'll take a look. I don't remember exactly how many items I started with. I think I might have had like, I don't know, 42 or 47 items in my inventory to begin with. I would have to go back to the beginning of the video and look. Let's just run inside really quick, and then if you know, if you want to do the math, be my guest. But now I have 89 items, so we netted over 40 items for sure. And then as far as keys go and crafting materials, as you can see, we're like max on all these now. We got some steel, we got some carbon fiber. I don't remember what we had exactly. We got some poly. I know we got some ceramics, and I don't remember. I had a pretty low amount of electronics, so I would guess we got between like 50 and 70, and some titanium as well, as well as like what, 16 keys or 15 keys, but I used one to open that outcast box. But yeah, so, and it's pretty balanced with like the amount of stuff that you get. So what I typically will do is I don't even really go through any of that gear because I'm waiting till World Tier 5. I'll just mark it all as junk and sell it for credits. And yeah, that's it. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think this was helpful, and if you'd like to see more of this type of Division 2 content on my channel, instead of just no commentary stuff, because there's really not a whole lot of new games coming out until Days Gone and next month, or later this month in a few weeks, and then we have Rage 2 next month, and then it'll be summer. So it's really slow on game releases, but I'm going to be playing a lot of the Division. You're also more than welcome to follow me over on Twitch. I do stream over there at least a few days a week. I try, and mostly the Division 2, but I may stream other games as well. So anyways, thank you for watching, and yeah, drop a comment. Let me know what you think, if this is worthwhile, and if you'd like to see more of this type of content, or, you know, some, you know, generic, just Division 101 type stuff. There's a lot to this game. It's very complicated, and I'm still learning like every day. I play on PS4 and on PC, and yeah, have a good day. Thanks.